Hey Flippers, it is me. I am going to take you quickly through a few practices for lesson 9-5, and what you're going to make sure you need to have is your notebook and a pencil. We're not going to work out of the book at all. And I know you've been staring at a white screen, so let's start filling it up. If you don't have those things, get them out and get ready so you can practice. And then I would like you to take a picture of your work when you are done. So we're going to start with a quick review. There we go. First thing I want you to write is we're going to do a fraction times a whole number. 1/6 of 30. I want you to take a minute, figure that out, and then if you would pause the video and come on back and check your work. Thanks for pausing. Hopefully this is what you've done. Multiply straight across. And this is what you've got. Now we've been teaching you really need to be sure to reduce or simplify if you are being asked to. In this lesson you will. So remember, when you have an improper fraction like this, you have to divide that into your whole number. 6 goes into 30 5 times. I want to show you another quick way you could do this with a fraction times a whole number. If I rewrote this, I'm going to change my color so you can see it in a different way. One thing you can do, and if you think about it, this is really like a fraction times a fraction. When you have something like this, if you don't want to have to do all this work at the end, what I'm going to show you how to do is you can reduce your fractions. So you're going to look from side to side, like X marks the spot. Can you reduce this side at all by any common factor? No. But if I look to this side, I'm going to go, well, first of all, I'm going to look for my smaller number and go, can this number go into this number, or is this number a factor of this? When I say factor, guys, that means what times what gives me that number. So I think all the things that give me 6, 1 times 6, 3 times 2, all the things that I can put together to make 30. 1 times 30, 6 times 5, 15 times 2. I look for a common factor. My common factor is 6. So I'm going to divide these out so I can reduce them. Multiply across. 1 times 5. It's kind of messy. It's 5. These are just ones. I'm done. Okay, find another spot on your board and let's try some more of this because I've probably just thoroughly confused you. Alright, let's try this next problem. I want you to write 3/10 times 5/12. And again, when you are multiplying a fraction by a fraction, which is really essentially what you've been doing, remember you just multiply straight across. So your numerators times your numerators, denominators times your denominators. I'm going to show you two ways that you can make this easier on yourself, especially when you're going to start to notice you're going to get large denominators. I'm going to do this the traditional way, and then I'm going to show you it doing a simplified way. So again, if I'm multiplying straight across, 3 times 5 is 15. 10 times 12 is 120. But then, if I'm told to simplify, I have to make these even smaller. So I have to think in my head, well, what are all the common factors between these two that I could figure out and reduce? So I have to go in my head, well, okay, I've got 5 times 3, 1 times 15. What gives me 120? 60 times 2. We just did it. 10 times 12. And we can go on, and it's going to take us a long time. What we're going to figure out, though, is a common factor. If I kept going, and for time's sake I'm not, because I'm going to show you a much better way, a common factor would be 5 for each of these. So then this would be, oops, not 5, this would be 3, and this would be 24, but it's still not done because I know 3 is a factor of 24, so I have to reduce it even more to finally get 1/8. I'd like to show you a better way that's going to stop all of those crazy problems that you have to do. So I'm going to do this right below, same problem. So we know what the answer is. but I'm going to show you a better way, like I was trying to show you earlier, where it's called simplifying. And that's again where you're going to look and see, can you reduce your factors to make it something smaller that's easier to multiply and work with. So looking at this, and I'm looking again from side to side. I'm going to start up here because this is my smaller number. Is 3 a factor of 12, or can 3 go into 12 evenly? Yes, it can. So what I'm going to do is 3 divided by 3, and I'm going to move this down here now, is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And if it's easier for you, you can of course just write these right above. Now I'm going to go, is 5 a factor of 10? Well, it is. Great. I'm going to divide that out, and again, if you'd rather have it like this, this, as you'll see, will make your problem so much easier. Now I have 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 4 is 8. Same exact answer. This just takes out so many different steps. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now, I don't want to keep you in here for too long, but I want to give you a couple more to try out, and I want you to either do it traditionally like the one in green, or try that reducing. And I know I'm not there tomorrow, so if this doesn't make sense to you, after you watch this, go back into class and ask Mr. Rowan if it's possible. So again, let's try some bigger numbers that you're not quite as familiar with. Would like you to write 6/11 times, or of, 22/10. And I want you to do it either way, traditionally, like we have up here, but simplify it down as far as possible. Or try this reduction, where you look from side to side and see, can I make these smaller by using common factors? Now pause the video and work it out, and come on back and check your work with mine. All right, now check your answers. And I know I've kind of got a mess down here, but here shows you how I reduce these by the same factor. I reduce each of these by 2. I reduce each of these by 11. Came up with this improper fraction, which finally reduced, brings me down to 1 1/5. I'm guessing you all are going, could we please have one more? Well, of course you can. Clear your page. I'm going to have to clear mine here. Let me give it a big swipe, see if it'll work. And what I want you to write down while I'm clearing this off is, I would like you to try 7/20 times 5/14. Again, 7/20 times 5/14. And again, you can attack it traditionally, or you can work right along with me, or pause it if you want to do it on your own. I'm going to do it the reduction way because I don't like multiplying these numbers at all. So again, I'm thinking in my head, I'm going to my smaller, going this way. Can 7 go into 14? It sure can. So I'm going to divide each of these by 7. So this gives me 1. If I divide this one by 7, this gives me 2. Now I'm going to look this way. Here's my smaller number. Can 5 go into 20? Yes. I'm going to divide this side by 5, get a 1, divide this side by 5, and get a 4. Now I can multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Done. I could have done it traditionally and done this. 7 times 5 is 35. And then I could have gone 20 times 14 is whatever it is, because I'm not figuring it out. But if I did, I'd do this. 0, 8, thanks for playing. 0, 0 to 80. And I'll tell you this much, I don't want to have to reduce that. So that's where this reduction will definitely come into play and help you. Try your best with this. I'm going to put a couple quiz problems up for you at the end. I'm just going to do 3. And then what you guys are going to do is, I want you to get started, and you are going to do just the homework side of 9-5. Actually, no. You're going to do 9-5, 1 through 12. That's it. 9-5, 1 through 12. And then on remembering, you're going to do 5 through 12. I will see you guys tomorrow. Be good. Let Mr. Rowan know if you need some help. Bye.